Well, it's the first day of World's Group Stage with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined right now by Alphari after a triumphant Team Liquid victory over Mad Lions, the EU LEC first seed. So first off, Alphari, the first time that you've had a chance to face off against your former region, was any of that on the line for you in your mind at that time? Were you like, oh, okay, it's facing an LEC team for the first time since I've joined LCS?
Definitely a little bit, but not in like a way of like apprehension. It was just like more so that I was excited to play against Mad Lions after they came first in spring and summer. They looked pretty strong, but I also thought that Europe as a whole looked a little bit weaker this year, which might have been a bit of a controversial opinion. And yeah, I know that there's always going to be like Twitter analysts or people on social media, just like salty cappuccinos, being like, well, he went to NA, so now therefore he is worse than Europe, which I don't think is the case. I think that I'm still very good. And I suppose playing against Mad Lions would prove that to some of the less intelligent people on the internet.
Well, and so you did end up, if that is the case, then you definitely proved it to them with the victory. What were your expectations for Mad Lions in this group? Because a lot of people, I think, were saying, Mad Lions one of the best teams in the world, and perhaps even some were ranking them as, expecting them to get out number one in the group. Obviously, they still might. It's only been one game. But what did you think and expect from them as a team as much as it relates to your group?
I think they're a strong team, and it's easy to rate them lower now that we just beat them. However, I think that obviously we're going to make it out of groups. And then personally, I think that even though LNG lost today, I think that it's between LNG and, it's between Genji and Mad for the last,
If you're making it out...
I'll tell you wrong. Yeah, me and LNG, us and LNG make it out. So probably Mad and Genji, they won't, if I had to guess. But yeah, I think all the teams in our group are pretty good, and they all have clear styles, I would say. I think we did pretty good preparation, I suppose, for Mad. I think that they are a team that plays the same all the time, for the most part. Or at least they have the same patterns that they repeat. And having said this, we still were sweating at times for sure this game. And if things went a little bit differently, we still would have lost. So while we kind of knew what they wanted to do, and they did exactly that, it's still hard to play exactly correct against it. So they are a good team, but I think they are overrated a little bit by the community.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, taking a step back away from this game, I know that when teams go to Worlds, they oftentimes learn a ton, especially, this has always been said about LCS teams, where they go over there and they scrim, and then it's like, whoa, that's completely different than the LCS. So I guess I'm curious from you, how much, or what has changed, if anything at all, for Team Liquid as a team since you guys have gone over there and started scrimming and practicing against the best teams in the world?
We started, I don't know too much, to be honest. We just focused a lot on draft, and I think that we all have just tried even harder than, I say even harder. We were trying fairly hard doing LCS, but I think we've been trying much harder. Preparing for Worlds now, at least I know that I've been putting in more effort preparing for Worlds than I have for LCS regular seasons by quite a lot. And I think that applies to everyone, naturally, as it's an international competition and you need to practice more. So I don't think we've done anything too crazy. We've just been, playing pretty much every day for nearly all the day for a very long time. And pretty much that, to be honest. No crazy strategy. It's not like we are doing a team no-fap, trying to trying to like find like a secret strategy to beat the Eastern teams. We're not meditating. We're not doing anything like this. We're just playing video games.
Let me hold it on an example, since you're going very wide in examples of what this could be. There's always been a lot of discussion about how North America is one of the regions that plays slowest at these events, and I think we've sped up quite a bit compared to last year, at least in relation to the different teams. But I don't know if, like, for instance, you feel like you guys are playing, you're able to embrace a more proactive style, play faster, do any of that stuff, since you're getting way more exposure to that play style theoretically through scrims.
Okay, yeah, true. I mean, when I think about it like this, I think that the main thing that we realized playing against better opponents is that actually when we make a play early game, usually that means the enemies will also be able to make a play early game. So when playing in LCS, a lot of the times we would dive top, and the top lane would die, and the game would end because nothing would happen on the other side of the map. In scrims, we dive top lane dies, and something happens bot, and then the game continues. Which that proactivity is definitely lacking in LCS at least, and I think that the teams of the world are much better just playing early game like all together, like they have like a clear plan going into games. So getting like weird advantages early game are like just harder, and you have to like think more in depth about the game and just think about like everything, the consequences of your actions more.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you. It was funny because before this game, I'd heard a rumor that Santorin had been beasting it in scrims, and then obviously he did very well in this game. So I don't know if you're able to confirm that Santorin is playing on another level behind the scenes or anything like that, and we should expect more of this from him. But I'm curious if that might be the case, given that it seemed to vindicate itself whenever I saw it on stage.
Yeah, he's been Mountain Monk Smurf on Lee Sin, and obviously got banned out this game. But I mean, other teams need to ban that champion every single game. Sin's out, added to the ban list. It's just a shame that Udyr has been nerfed so much. Otherwise, like, I don't even know how the enemies could draft against him. So, yeah, we are blessed, basically.
Okay, well, good. Glad to hear it. I mean, I'm nervous here. Let me ask you this. It's obviously you've come from the LEC perspective, and you're fresh to the LCS, and you've seen us do so poorly for so long. NA fans, I think, have a very big like losers mentality in terms of what to expect at these international events, and even myself, I've felt victim to that before as well. So, given that you're coming from the LEC, you're now at LCS, you just won this first game of Worlds. Should NA fans start to believe? Should they think like there's a good chance we can go far?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, if you believe every year and you've been heartbroken every other year, why not just like try believing again?
Because it hurts so bad.
Yeah, but you can't just like be a broken man. You just have to like keep trying. So you have to have faith, I believe, at least. Also, though, on that point, I do think that NA currently is at a very similar level to Europe, if not better. I think that Europe is like not a particularly strong region right now. At this event, I don't expect any of those European teams to make it out of groups. I think that China, Korea have like probably like the best understanding of the meta right now, and then it's about whether any of the teams can like catch up in time.
Okay, well, I mean that's big words. It'll definitely have two big fan bases, something to talk about. As you said that, I appreciate it. All right. Well, do you have any insight into 100 Thieves or Cloud9? We're about to see Cloud9 play. Obviously, we saw them play in play-ins, and then 100 Thieves just lost to EDG. But I don't know if you feel like TL's the one shining star in North America's Hopium collection, or if these other guys have a chance.
I think C9 could have a chance if they're in a different group, but I think that with FPX and Damwon, they are destined to end third. Sorry, not fourth, third. 100 Thieves, I also think that they are very respectable still. Although I'm not like they have EDG and SKT in the group, right? No. RNG.
They have
no EDG.
Yeah.
They have EDG, SKT. So that group, I mean, they already lost today as well. I mean, it's possible. I could see 100 Thieves maybe making it out. Maybe I'm just high on Hopium right now, but it's like definitely more likely than C9, right?
Yeah.
And I think that at least, yeah, if 100 Thieves could maybe make it out, C9, I mean, they're just unlucky.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to any of the NA fans cheering you on, Alphari?
Just thank you for the support, the normal, expression of gratitude, supportive messages, etc. To me and my teammates are appreciated. All my sponsors, or not all the team sponsors, Anywhere, Jersey Mike's, etc. That's it.
Yeah. Very good. Well, thank you so much for the interview, and I have to do a show tonight, so thank you for giving me something great to talk about on it, both in the interview and with the win. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things Worlds right here on my YouTube channel. Hey, are you enjoying the hopium and the copium flowing through your veins right now as you're watching these games and you're thinking, hey, maybe North America is going to be able to pull something off, at least after the TL match earlier? I don't want to give any spoilers, but maybe I just did. Anyway, recording this on day 1, by the way. Well, while you've got that flowing through your veins, why don't you just ride that positive energy over to alienware.com/Travis and use the code that's in the description below to save 10% on your order of an Alienware computer. Because what's better than getting inspired by North America possibly doing well at Worlds than going and getting yourself a computer so that you can possibly do well in your games.